Hello and welcome again to Kachwerk, and I hope you enjoyed the demo. I kind of enjoyed doing this one. I obviously used the AmpFister in front of a high gain amp to get the tone that I wanted in that. And I deliberately say the tone I wanted because that's obviously what the music and guitar playing is all about. It's not what some other guy's tone is, but it is what you are trying to get to. One of the things I'm gonna piss people off with today is gonna talk about this thing as a replacement or a TubeScreamer killer. And the reasoning is very simple. The TubeScreamer is used in blues and all that kind of stuff to drive a kind of crunchy amp. You know, get a nice warm kind of push tone out of it. Great, but it's also used very often in front of high gain amps to get to a certain metal tone. That's all good and well, and it has proven itself over and over again. But this thing has got a bit of a trump card on it. Firstly, it's got the same really clear, transparent gain that you get from a TubeScreamer. So by itself, it is very useful, just like a TubeScreamer would be, or kind of a lower gain kind of drive pedal. But the addition of this pre-tone frequency boost selection that you find here is, I think, what makes this stand out. It allows you to get that tone you want, and usually metal tones kind of disappear in the mixes, both live and in recordings. And this frequency boost allows you to dial in that frequencies that are missing and kind of boost them a bit. So that, in my opinion, gives it exactly that edge. Not to mention the fact that this goes at a really good price. It's hand built in Glasgow, and they are very, very nicely built. I'll give you a quick look at it. Typical enclosure, really nice kind of metal brushed knobs. And the AmpFister, the name, I think is awesome, especially since we're doing this review, I'm recording this review on Valentine's Day, is you can give this to your amp. You know, you can pretty much fist your amp, which most amps, I think, actually very much enjoy. So you don't have to worry about any STDs or anything like that, but give your amp a good fucking wallop with this thing. So anyway, the demo was done dialing in my own tone that I wanted, because I was looking for something a bit darker, something a little bit more kind of doomy, no, not sludgy, but doomy stonery. Okay, I think I achieved that, and it gives a nice full tone. The settings on this was kind of mid-gain, quite a bit of high frequency boost, and I actually used my neck pickups on my Les Paul. So the next piece will be just dialing in the knobs, just so you can see roughly how the tones are changed by doing it. So the first one is a clean, a very clean amp, and using this just as a drive pedal. And the next one is using in the classic scenario of where you would put a TubeScreamer in front of a high gain amp, and then playing around with things. So stay tuned for the next piece, and have we look and, well, have we listen to what this pedal can do. Welcome back. So the setup is very simple. Clean amp. Clean amp, and now we're gonna check out the dials. So first things first, I'm gonna start everything at the kind of base. This pre-EQ boost pre-tone section here, if you turn the dials all the way to 0, then they kind of don't affect the pedal. The level is just there to compensate, gain all the way down, and treble and bass in the middle. That's the clean tone. Les Paul, bridge pickup, There's a bit of a volume drop. Let's get the gain up. So there's a fair amount of gain to be had at this from this guy. Let's try the neck pickup. So the gain is quite sharp, but very transparent. So let's toy around with the frequencies. So the frequencies are roughly between I think 0, 100 and 1000 hertz, and then the boost comes in. So what we'll do is we'll put the boost up and then sweep the frequencies. Put the boost just over half where they start kicking in nicely. Then we can start boosting bottom end. And you get to the higher end. So with that fizziness, let's turn the treble down and the bass up, see what happens. Lower the gain. What I did there is just put a slight reverb delay in. But now I'd like to get to the next part, which is to actually use this for what I think it is absolutely marvelous, and that is to get a really good metal tone. The idea is to use this very much like a TubeScreamer, the classic way of TubeScreamer boost pedal and then into a high gain amp head, like maybe a Mesa or something like that, or I don't know, Rev, or you decide. And the idea is that you use this to just push it over the edge a little bit and give it those frequencies that might be lacking. So that's a half decent tone, but let's boost some frequencies. So the sweeping, we can find what I found to get a nice chuggy bottom end is to pull up the bass on the EQ section and the treble, but then boosting the treble in the pre-tone section. You get a really nice heavy bottom end, bottom arse, without it getting flabby and muddy. So, live situations, this thing is ideal. You can cut through the mix. You dial in your tone a little bit and get that amp through without having to change volumes and stuff. I really think that this has an edge on the TubeScreamer because it allows you to do the thing that the TubeScreamer is supposed to do, but it doesn't have all the controls to make that happen, which is this pre-tone kind of setting where you can dial in the frequency that you want to boost and boost it ever so slightly, ever so harshly, whatever you want to do. And that give you a quick A/B. It's there, it's a beautiful tone, but usually in the mix that probably won't cut it. And sorry for all the noodling, but there you go. The AmpFister from Sine Effects. Replace your shitty TubeScreamer with it. There you go. So as always, very happy with these pedals. More than happy to endorse them. Love the guys who built this. Hand built in Glasgow. You can buy them off their website. They usually have a bit of a lead time because they're built to order. We will hopefully have some of these on our shop as well, on the kachwerke.com online shop. And last word I would say is, this is a toolkit, I think, more than just a drive pedal. This is something that the people that I know who've used it have pretty much found that sweet spot of tone with this that they're after. They're a kind of thrashy metal band, and pretty much stopped switching it off. And I think that is important, because if you are really after a specific tone and you find that sweet spot, I think we all know what happens then, is that you can't look back, right? I've made that analogy before, where like, oh, I didn't need broadband until you've got broadband, and then you can't go back again. So the one band that does use this, check them out. Their EP is coming out soon. I was hoping to have a piece. I was hoping to have like a 30-second kind of pre-mix of a demo of theirs. They're called Blood Thread, and one of the guitarists use the AmpFister. In fact, this is his, so thanks to Blood Thread for borrowing this to me so I can do a quick demo. I'm hopefully going to get mine soon too. So yes, thank you for watching as always, and happy fisting.